This is the East Boston Preparatory School, currently under the command of Judge Zeller and her sadistic gang of raiders. The building has seen better times. A Skyline's flight fell and flattened half of it when the bombs fell. You can find the wreckage over to the side here. Now, inside we'll find a mini-nuke, a skill book, as well as about a dozen raiders and full-tech lunchboxes. Let's head on in the main entrance, where we can find the Halloween decorations are still alive and well. There are plenty of raiders on the upper floors. The bottom one shouldn't have too many, but they will quickly come down to find you. There's a chain door into the assembly area, which we will see later on. And as you work your way through the administrative offices, you can pick up quite a lot of items, but you'll hear a lot of raider movement upstairs, which should give you an indication as to how many you may have to fight through. There is a little box here with the spelling fine, as well as a stim pack, and lots of other things. The staff probably would have frequented this floor mainly. And then out to the back, the staircase has been blown apart, but there is a lunchbox directly underneath, as well as the rear entrance into the school. If you're going for more of a stealth run, then that is the preferable entrance to take. The other doors there are also chained, so we will visit that at the end. Now, let's go back to the front where we can go up the stairs. You can completely skip the bottom floor if you don't want to. There isn't any notable loot other than just round the lockers. Which, speaking of which, you will want to check the lockers as, well, as you can see, you never quite know what you will find. Going into the first room of classrooms, there are several frag mines here that you should defuse, unless you want a bit of a bad time. The raiders don't tend to set them off themselves, so only you can trigger them. There's one also in the middle of the science lab, and if you're trying to get the mini nuke that's propped up here on the beaker stand, if that mine goes off, sometimes it can be difficult to retrieve the mini nuke. Continuing on through here, you can go into the left, and we can go into the lecture hall. There are also several dogs that will make an appearance, and plenty of overdue books for you to collect. There's even a return terminal on the bottom floor. As I said, the mines are sometimes difficult to miss, but the lunchboxes can be worth it, especially when you get a cute souvenir sloth toy. Brilliant. Okay, carrying on through here, you can get plenty of ammo in that little room there. And we can go all the way to the top floor where we can get the magazine. You'll also find the judge up here when you're doing the quest. Take note that all the overdue books will reset if you choose to do the quest after you clear it out. So clear it out, do the quest, and all the books will respawn. Pretty neat. Now the stories on the terminal tell a rather funny sight. So in order to recruit new recruits, they had initiations. And in this case, Stinky tried breaking him down with isolation, and he responded to fire, signed the blood contract after he burned the soles of his feet a couple of times. He thanked us for food after. Red Finger, little reaction to broken fingers, couldn't stand tooth removal with pliers, signed the blood contract after starvation and threat of losing fourth tooth. Killer, this guy must have been killing for a while with another crew. He smiled as we did everything. He liked getting tortured. Spit in our faces. We had to put him down. As you can see, there are several jail cells that will be locked when you're doing the quest if you need the key, and that's what you're here for. It's sitting over on the desk here. Very easy to miss as it blends in. This terminal does have a different collection of recruits. Fish Face, for example, beat him until his face swelled up and he couldn't eat. Let him heal, and then we beat him again. After a couple of rounds he got skinny quick. When we pulled him out for the last round, he told us he'd do anything if we'd just stop. We made him sign the blood contract and immediately on the initiation crew. Rock Teeth. Guy didn't flinch from the usual stuff, not even tooth removal. He wanted to keep his eyes and hands, so he signed the blood contract. Beggar, a reference to the George Orwell novel 1984? He kept pleading with us to kill him. Didn't understand why we just didn't do what the other gangs did. Starvation, regular beatings freaked him out, but the threat of death by rats broke him, as that is someone in the novel. Is it 1984 or 1964? It's 1984. I'm amazed that I had to check that up. Into the sleeping area, you can find some first aid and some footlockers for you to have a look through. And usually Judge Zeller will be found in this room. The steamer trunk is at the back here, and the music changes as you loot it. To give you a wee bit of an accomplishment. Going into the final bathroom here, you can find some mannequins with plastic pumpkins and bubblegum. I suppose this must have been just decoration for the Halloween night. Now, since we have got to the final room, this is the skill book. Astoundingly awesome tales. This one, Rataway, will heal 5% extra radiation damage. So, again, it's useful to pick up before heading to places such as the Glowing Sea, as it will just be a small but pretty decent buff. There's a safe in this room, as well as the trap that you've seen me trigger, so be careful. I have had that take me out on at least one run. Now, dropping down to this level, the second one again, we can go to the right into the bathroom. There are 2 overdue books, one in the urinal and one in the toilet. And then we're into the assembly area. Up here's where they would have done all the lighting for any shows that they would have hosted. And if we jump down, we can see they've turned it into a firing range, with an unlucky settler being one of the first people to witness it. You can see something must have been happening just before the bombs fell here. And if you check all the corners, you may find some Vault-Tec lunchboxes floating around, as well as a weapons workbench. There's one of them. Alright, now let's unchain the door. And we're going to head back up the stairs. It's just remembering the back staircase is taken out in the first level. That's all you need to remember. Get that and you're flying. Okay, so heading back into this room, there are 2 holes in the ground, taking you into the other chained room. You can find plenty of bodies of settlers, as well as a lot of their loot, even full raider armor. Unchain the door and you'll have an easier time. Sometimes it is better to just drop down, clear this place out of everything before taking on the rest of it, as you will find lots of useful equipment for the rest of your run. There's another Vault-Tec lunchbox. Again, schools are the best source for such items. If there's any collectible you're missing, it's always good to head to visit one of the schools. Now that we've taken care of it, that pretty much concludes the East Boston School. Let's see where it is on the map, of course. Located just west of Easy City Downs on the eastern coast. Thank you for watching.